Well, we got a lot to talk about today. People are overpaying for the Time Spiral Remastered non-foil old border cards. It's absolute shenanigans. We're talking about the stimulus that's coming up. We're talking about Modern is at an all-time low. We're going to cover some other Time Spiral Remastered info, some Strixhaven. You're in the right place if you want to be up to date what's going on in MTG Finance. Video starts right now.
Special thanks to our Patreon supporters who power our channel. Check out our Patreon for monthly giveaways, exclusive content, and even a starring role in our fan fight series. Link in the description below.
You should seriously pause this video right now and look at how much they're selling Old Border Time Spiral Remastered Ponder for non-foil. It's absolutely shenanigans. You don't actually have to pause the video. I'm going to cover it in this video. Hello and welcome to the day. Thank you for spending your time with us. I'm Jake. Welcome back to another episode of Jake and Joel Are Magic. Today we are covering MTG Finance. Ooh, dirty. Oh god, I felt filthy just saying it. Ugh. Wow, things are just getting wild for Magic. Reserve list cards. I'm watching my collection just grow in price just simply because these cards are scarce and they're getting bought out. We have some fun stuff to talk about. In the next couple of weeks, we're going to see the stimulus coming out. I'm going to talk about some stuff not related to Magic, but kind of related to Magic. And then also we're going to dive into formats that are kind of unexplored right now. And of course, we're going to cover Time Spiral Remastered, and Strixhaven is right around the corner. Time Spiral Remastered coming out March 19th, and then we have Strixhaven previews that are starting just next week. If you want to stay up to date on all of this, make sure that you're subscribed. That's the best way to support the channel. And if you are a fan of Jake and Joel Are Magic, head on over to Patreon. It might be a good fit for you. We're about to be at 100 patrons. It's pretty wild. There's a lot to get into, so let's carpe the diem. Let's seize the fish. Carp, you will... So first things first, Bitcoin had a very impressive weekend. Topping out at just over $62,000, and now people are locking in gains. Analysts are saying that it could go as high as $150,000 by the end of the year. There's no telling. This is not financial advice, but what I can tell you is that cryptocurrencies, assets, collectibles, stocks, you have a $1,400 stimulus that's coming out. It's right around the corner. You're gonna have a lot of people that are putting money into assets. When you have a huge stimulus like that come out, you're gonna have a lot of inflation in the future. It's gonna take a little while for the economy to recover after something like that. So you're gonna have people that are taking money like cash and parking it into different assets. Magic the Gathering, now you're seeing how this relates, is no different. Magic the Gathering falling under that umbrella of collectibles. This is one of the kind of things that is going to go up in price. That's why we see the reserve list continue going up in price. Not only are you able to buy a card and play a game with it, but if you take care of it, it's going to go up in price over time. That's why Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, trading card games, you have sneakers, baseball cards, basketball cards. It's all very attractive to people that want to park their cash in something that's going to appreciate over time. Again, nothing on this channel is financial advice at all and should never be taken that way. In other news, in Wall Street Bets, hundreds of gorillas were adopted this weekend as meme stock shareholders decided to adopt gorillas in the names of GameStop, AMC, or in this case, Jim Cramer's Tears. Heading on over to Diane Fossey Gorilla Fund, we can see, wow, we are overwhelmed by the support we are seeing from official Wall Street Bets and people from around the world. We have raised $77,000 already today. Thank you all. If I have ever seen a case of memeing for good, this has to be it. Memes or not. How does this relate to MTG? Well, what you need to know is that if GME, if AMC, if all of these stocks really do pan out and people lock in significant gains, there's a lot of overlap between Wall Street Bets and MTG Finance. You see a lot of the same people in our Discord. You see some people talking about this kind of stuff. If people lock in significant gains from these stocks, we can expect collectibles to be affected. I'm not going to say that MTG is going to directly be affected. I'm sure in some ways it will be from these stocks, from Bitcoin, like we already talked about, from this $1,400 stimulus that we already talked about. It's going to be very interesting next couple of weeks. That being said, I wanted to bring this up. This is actually really funny news, and I wanted to bring it in just because it's such an interesting anomaly. I do encourage you to go over there and look at that subreddit and just see in the past couple days how many gorillas were adopted. Next up, we got Karn Liberated here to illustrate that Modern is at an all-time low, and we're also going to look at eBay, where you're going to see the price of this card is even lower. Why am I bringing this up now? It has a lot to do with the fact that the vaccine is starting to get rolled out. So we're going to see tournament support start coming back. So I'm not saying go buy a bunch of modern singles, but I'm saying if you have ever been attracted to this format and seen the price barrier as a detraction, a reason for you to not play it, well, then consider picking up some of the staples if there is a deck that you want to play. I think now is a great time to build a modern deck. If you had a huge modern position and COVID just absolutely destroyed the price of all your cards, I would say hold on with Diamond Hands, and hopefully they will rebound once tournament support comes back. What you need to know about Karn is it's a 4 of, and Tron, one of the most popular and consistent decks in the format. We've seen some big bans recently in Modern with Uro. Expect the format to be shaken up. Expect there to be some variants. It's a very fun format, and there's actually a lot of different decks in Modern. And I think it's one of the greatest formats. I used to play it on Sundays whenever I had a chance at the local game store. So yeah, this card Fallen from Grace, you can see it got as high as like $80 in 2018. 2020 really did a lot to this card. You could see also the announcement of Pioneer had an effect on the markets as well. And then yeah, COVID all but destroyed Modern. So right now you are able to pick up a playset of Karns for the price that would have been just like a card and a half, if that makes sense. A card and a quarter. You can see over here on eBay that Karn is even cheaper at $22.69 for a heavily played version, but yeah, pretty consistent, about 25 bucks across the board. Just using Karn as a way to illustrate Modern as a whole. This is one of the big staples of one of the most important decks in the format, one of the most consistent decks across the board. Turn 3 Karn is very, very strong. They do it by searching up the Urza lands and then just casting this. Exile target permanents. Seems good. But yeah, have Modern on your radar. Time Spiral Remastered hitting shelves on March 19th. In this video, Gavin opens a box of Time Spiral Remastered. I'm going to link this in the description of the video so that you can go watch it. The reason I'm referencing this video is because I watched this video. There are 36 packs per booster box. This is common knowledge, but there's also one old frame card per pack. So 36 old frame cards per pack. It appears there are 122, or it also says 123 old frame cards in Time Spiral Remastered. So you're getting 36 of these cards per box. This is a completed listing on eBay. 4 Ponder from Time Spiral Remastered pre-order ships $319, $159.99. I'll go ahead and do the math for you so that you don't have to do it. $40 a card. We're over here on Card Kingdom, where we're going to look at some of the old border cards, and we're just going to show you what these are currently pre-selling for. This Ponder, these are way overpriced. The foils are going to have a very serious premium. I'm not even going to discuss the foils in this video. The foils are going to be like maybe one time shifted frame per box. So I do think the foil multiplier on these cards is going to be high, but paying $64 right now for a Ponder, and I just checked in on this video a couple days ago. This was at 20, which means that 6 people have bought a $64.99 Ponder non-foil in this old frame. I get that the old frame is cool, but you are way, way overvaluing these. These have to be people that are either whales, they just don't care about the money that it costs for these cards, or they're new players. They think that, oh my gosh, you know, I need to get these while I can. There's going to be 36 of these old frame cards per box. This Ponder is going to show up a lot more than you think it is. Even this Thoughtseize, this Chalice, all of these cards, I encourage you. I normally make videos about, is it worth it? This is kind of like, is Time Spiral Remastered worth it? The race to the bottom on a lot of these cards will be swift. So make sure that you look at these prices. I want you to reference this video in the future. I want you to come back. I want you to see how these prices adjust, because they will go down. I'm not saying they won't rebound, but when this set is being opened in mass, that's when you need to be buying. You don't need to be buying these inflated pre-sale prices. I'm telling you, as someone who collects Magic, I have not touched any of these pre-sale prices for any of these cards. None of them. And I know that there's talk about the allocation of Time Spiral Remastered is going to be lower. We don't know how much product people are getting of this. Do I think it's a good product long-term sealed? Yeah, I do. I think that there's a lot of very attractive cards in this. There's no reserve list stuff. You know that there's a big boom of reserve lists going on in Magic the Gathering, both in regular cards and in gold border reserve list cards, as bigger channels amplify gold border and that kind of thing. But what you need to know about Time Spiral is just don't Do not buy at these prices right now. This is just throwing money into the wind. And I'm going to illustrate my point right here because you can see the $64.99 Ponder, which is just a laughable price. I really love Card Kingdom, but this price is laughable. But if you go over here, Time Spiral Remastered, buy it now, price plus shipping lowest first. Yeah, you can just see way overpriced. And look at this new listing already. Shipping not specified. 91-cent standard shipping. We already see the race to the bottom. $20. This is 100% positive feedback. I would feel comfortable buying from this account. So you're going to start to see people undercutting. Ponder Time Spiral Remastered MTG presale. Condition is used. Shipping with USPS first class. They're just saying it's used, but it's going to be pack fresh. It says near mint right here. So expect the race to the bottom to be swift on these. There's going to be a lot of people that are like, what just happened? I thought this was a $60 card. I'm showing you right here. It's 20 bucks and I'm still not buying it. I'm literally not going to buy it. I don't care because it will go lower. And I'm not saying that the foils won't be high. They will. Don't overpay for these. We have Strixhaven also right around the corner, right after Time Spiral Remastered next week. Strixhaven previews start up. We're going to see more cards. I'm going to link this article so that you can get your foothold going. You can start reading about Strixhaven a little bit if you haven't, but there's going to be major differences in products between Japanese boxes in English and other languages, and you're not going to want to miss any of that info. Make sure that you are subscribed to stay up to date with all of that in the coming weeks. Until next time, I'm Jake with Jake and Joel Are Magic. This has been your update on MTG Finance, and until next time, I will see you on the flippity.